Hi everybody, my name is Sandeep and today we're going to talk about creating time-lapse videos. Time-lapse video is one of those key features in any DSLR cameras, and when I bought my DSLR, one of the things that I wanted to do first on my DSLR was do a time-lapse video. And for those who don't know what is a time-lapse video, a time-lapse video is essentially a large video which runs over a period of, let's say, about an hour or 2 hours, that's crunched into a very small 20-second or 30-second video, which really compresses the timeline and creates a very short snippet of the whole action series. So when you're seeing a cloud moving, or when you're seeing a water body, or when you're seeing, let's say, an ice cream melt away, you create that through a time lapse, because that creates a sensation of action in a very slow way. So for this particular series, what we're going to do is we would be focusing on creating time-lapse video using the DSLRs. Now, today's world, a lot of DSLR come with effectively an option to create a time-lapse video. What DSLR do come up with is a shutter release capability called as the bulb mode, and the bulb mode in the DSLR basically gives you the ability to control the release of shutter. So instead of going and sitting and waiting for that ice cream ball to melt for about 1.5 hours, what you do is you leave the shutter on through a bulb mode option, and you basically use a remote shutter release cable, and which is timed to sort of release the shutter at every 5 seconds or 10 seconds as you might want to do, and that basically sort of leaves you from sitting there in that particular place and trying to create a video for yourself. So what it does give you is it gives you the flexibility of obviously moving away from the subject and doing what you want to do. At the same time, your camera does the work of shooting X number of shots, and then you can combine that in post-production. But in today's cameras, like for example the Panasonic DMC series, you can actually do all of these things together in the camera itself. The camera software lets you create the time-lapse video inside the camera. So all you need to do is just set the time-lapse duration, and you go ahead and start shooting, and the camera automatically does the rest for you. So I've created one of those time-lapse videos, and what I will do is I will take you through the time-lapse first, and then I'll probably walk you through the number of steps that went in creating that particular video. So let's just So here we are with my DSLR Panasonic G7, and as we discussed, we will do a time-lapse video demonstration here. What you need first of all is a good strong tripod. The one I've got here is a carbon fiber dolly cut tripod, but you don't need a carbon fiber one. You probably can use an aluminum one as well, so it doesn't matter, but you need a good strong sturdy tripod, because you're not going to obviously hold the camera for those 30 or 40 odd minutes. So that's the first important thing that you need to remember. Second thing that you would need to think about is the subject, what you want to capture. So in this case, I am standing at my balcony, and I'm overlooking the backyard, which has got a good lake, and you can see the profile of a nice cloud coming through. So that's going to be my background, and what I would do now is to show you actually how I'm gonna create the video. So first of all, let me switch on the camera and open the LCD cover and see how the view looks like. Now what I have to do is I have to focus the view so that all the subject is exactly to my liking. So that's my first thing. So what I will do is I will probably bring the focus a little closer. Okay, and you might even want to see what part of the video, what part of the frame would be the sky. So as you can see, the sky is the top half of my camera is the sky, this part, and then you can see that the rest is basically all the greenery which is there. So we'll keep that as sort of the subject. Now I am going to do a manual focus. I have got, my camera has got three options. So it's got an option to do the manual focus. Unfortunately this thing doesn't. I'm so sorry folks, it's not focusing, but you know, this is the manual focus, autofocus option. So I'm going to put this on manual focus, because what I don't want to do is I don't want it to change the focus automatically while the time-lapse video is getting shot. And my camera also has a focus peaking option, so I will use that option to peak the exact focus point where I want to go ahead and do the time lapse. So I want to go as close as possible to the infinity option, and once I reach that option I will see if I can do a focus. So I'm going to just stay with this particular frame, and let me just have a look at how the frame is going to look like. So this is a nice frame for me because this gives me a good view of the sky as well as the land. So you can see that you could see when the sky is moving, and the land would be stable for the video. Okay, now let's just go to the option which this camera has. This is the dial mode which controls various things, like you can put a 4K video here, you know, but it also has an option to use time lapse. So I'm going to use the time lapse option. The last option is the time lapse option, so I'm going to keep that on now. And now when I go to the menu, it will give me the time-lapse animation option. I will choose that option. It will give me options like mode, start time now, shooting interval. So I can go to the shooting interval and I can choose the time that I want to, you know, keep the timer on. So my shooting interval is going to be 5 seconds, and I'll probably keep an image count of 10. I would definitely keep a longer image count, but for this particular demonstration it's just going to be 10. And once I put this up, set this up, then I'll go to the set menu. I will now go and start capturing the video. I can also go to the mode video and stop the motion if it's already working. You know, I can also choose the timing using the start time option here. So I can start at a preset time, you know, whenever I want to, but in this case I will just go back and start it right away. So this is the now option, and when I press this shutter release button, the time-lapse video is going to start. So one more time we'll just look at the video and the frame, and if everything is fine, and just start it off. So now you would notice that the video is capturing, the time-lapse shutters have started. So we had told the camera to take 10 shots, so it's taken 3 shots now, and there are another 7 shots left. And once all those shots have been taken, the video will be combined in the camera, and it will give you a time-lapse video. So just hang on with me for another 4 or 5 shots. Okay, so the time-lapse shot has got completed. Now it's going to ask me if I want to create a video, and yes, so I am going to use the menu one and say yes. It will ask me for the quality of the video that I want to create, you know, So I could create a 30 frames second, or I could probably increase it or decrease it. Or it doesn't give me an option of 60 frames, it gives me 30 frames. So I think it was creating a 4K video. So I'm gonna say this is same, and it gives me an option to either do a time lapse in the normal way, or I can do it the reverse way. So I'm gonna just do it the normal way, and I will go and say OK. And this is asking me if I can create the time lapse and how long it's going to take to create that. So if I go and press the yes option, the camera would start creating the video, and the video is now created. As you can see that the video is now ready for me to view. I don't think you would be able to see much of a change in the dimensions of the background because it was a very short video, but it tells you what the camera is capable of doing. So with this simple processes, you could very easily start capturing time-lapse videos. You do not need an intervalometer, you don't need any other accessories. All you need is the camera, you need the tripod, you need to keep it in the manual mode, you need to set the time-lapse option, choose the number of frames you want to do, and you also need a good battery backup for this whole series. Battery is really important because battery is going to determine if you're going to have a completed time lapse or if it's going to stop in the middle of the entire series. So that's all you require for this particular setup. Now let's go back to post-production, and we will talk about how do you combine that and put music to it and publish it if you want to. So that's how you do a time-lapse video. I hope you enjoyed this whole video series, and if you really liked it, then please do not forget to give me a thumbs up, or please do subscribe to my videos, and I will promise to come up with similar videos in the future. Thank you very much and have a good day.